What is up, everyone? Nathan back for another Showdown live. We're going to keep going with Reuniclus, keep carrying them to the top now that I'm actually on the right account, if you can imagine that. And today we're going to be featuring this really cool team that I just built 5 minutes ago, featuring Zapdos Galar. I'm not sure many people know about this set, but it's a fun sort of, if you're looking for a lure set on the ladder, this is about as fun as it gets, because it also targets the most common Pokemon on the ladder right now, which is our boy Landorus Therian here. So how it works is Adrenaline Orb, if you're hit by Intimidate, boosts Zapdos Galar's speed by 1 stage, which also triggers Defiant ability, which gives it a boost to its attack stat. So it's a net 1 boost once you subtract the Intimidate and add 2 for the Defiant. Works out great. And then Zapdos Galar actually happens to wall Landorus Therian pretty well. The best thing it can do is Stone Edge, which the fighting type helps resist. So Landorus Therian is almost always forced to swap out in this opportunity. So in addition to all those stat boosts, you also get a bulk up. So this is a really fantastic Pokemon. It can break a ton of really nasty defensive threats. The coverage of fighting and flying, how Lucha has exploited for years and years. It's no secret that it's a really great combination. And Thunderous Kicks, it means that even someone who would swap in on that pretty easily, like Toxapex, let's say, can be threatened out thanks to that defense drop. So it's a really cool set. I'm really excited for it. Even if you don't happen to get Landorus Therian, the Adrenaline Orb won't work because it's so specific, but its Defiant user is really useful in general. It's going to be helpful for preventing people from defogging or Stealth Rush from Heatran here. So I'm in love with the set. We'll be hopefully get some cool opportunities to use it. But the biggest problem with this one, I mentioned you can Thunderous Kick on the Toxapex, but it's not a great situation. It requires a bit of a read. So we're also going to have a Reuniclus here who has got Acid Armor and Calm Mind. Bit of a dual dance set. You can use both of them in conjunction to make this Reuniclus nearly unkillable after a couple turns. So if someone has, like, let's say a Powdon in versus a Reuniclus, and like, okay, I handle this guy fine, I'll go for Stealth Rocks, maybe I'll be stupid and toxic you by accident because we are low ladder and they might not acknowledge the magic guard, but you get up a couple Calm Minds, you get up a couple Acid Armors, you have the magic guards, you can't be chipped down by toxic or anything like that, and you are essentially unkillable. It's astounding how high your defenses are. And with Recover too, it's just it's unbeatable. They need to crit you or something. And Psyshock means that even if you get into a Calm Mind war, you've got the advantage because they're targeting your Spadef, you're targeting their physical defense. Great set. The only problem with it, of course, is that if you run into a dark type, you're in trouble. And you know, with all the Spectreer suspect laddering, there's actually a lot of specially defensive dark types around. So that is a pretty big sequitur that you have to have all the dark types removed from the team in order for the set to work well. But that's something that Zapdos Galar excels at, right? If I get in Reuniclus, they realize they're screwed. They realize they have to go to their dark type. I can make a double switch to my Zapdos Galar and really put on some big pressure. Especially, it's a weird example, but Crocodile I've been seeing a lot when I've just been laddering myself lately. And yeah, so this Reuniclus will bait in Crocodile. If you can make a double switch and it's Intimidate, boom, Zapdos Galar goes, it gets that Adrenaline Orb, you're in business, right? So very offensive team. And I also wanted to highlight this. I've been talking for this team a bit too much already, but if you are someone who is worried too much about building teams, you think it's stressful and you think there's too much to check, like I put this together in 5 minutes. I'm not much of a team builder. All I'm doing is I just thought about Pokemon that would work together with this combination. So I thought, okay, so my first thought is I gotta have something for Spectreer here. Spadef Heat Dragon, I did that recently. I love it. Let's do it. And I thought, okay, Magirin is a huge threat, one of the best all-encompassing threats. That's also a rocker, which I need at this stage of the game. That's a Heatran, great. Crap, Cinderace, that's a really common Pokemon. I also need some speed control. Scarf Landorus is gonna help me out there. And then in terms of breaking things like Heatran or breaking things like Tapu Fini, who's given us trouble in the past. Where are you, Tapu Fini? You can't be that low in viability ranking. Is this an outdated viability ranking? No, there it is. There's Tapu Fini. Things like that. Our Cinderace going to help us beat with the Gunk Shot. Sucker Punch for that extra little bit of speed control. Really in love with this set. No U-turn, actually. No U-turn on this or the Hydreigon because it's running Defog. So we're going to have to make some ballsy double switches, but I'm pretty confident in that there. And on the defensive side, like the Pokemon that need to be able to break defensively speaking, you know, Clefable, we have Heatran and Cinderace, and even Reuniclus will be able to beat Clefable just fine. Ferrothorn, we have Heatran and Cinderace to break through, even Zapdos Galar, so Ferrothorn's no trouble whatsoever. Breaking through Heatran, we got Zapdos Galar, we got High Jump Kick Cinderace. I'm actually, quick tangent, I'm really excited to see how this High Jump Kick Cinderace goes off. Oh, this is cutting it more than I thought. Hold on, Nathan, you can do better. Come on, Nathan, you can do better than this. What if I go like this? Yes, now we are cooking. Excellent. Anyways, to finish the thought, Cinderace, actually a low-key aspect about it that I love is Zapdos Galar is going to wear down a lot of those same fighting checks that it gets. Thunderous Kick is really hard to deal with, and then later down the road, Cinderace can help clean that up with High Jump Kick itself. So it's kind of a bit of cool synergy there that I really love. And yeah, sorry, just to keep going through all the defensive checks that we have to worry about. Mandibuzz is a big question mark. I'm not sure we'll be able to beat that too easily without them getting hit by a Thunderous Kick or something like that. Might be a bit of a question mark. But Toxapex, we have Reuniclus, which is the big one here. I almost put Zen Headbutt on our Cinderace, but I figure with the combination of Landorus and Reuniclus, which is about the best Toxapex answer you can expect, I'm okay with it. And Slowbro, we can break with Hydreigon. We can break it with even Zapdos Galar if they get a Thunderous Kick first. Braybird's doing a ton afterwards. Cinderace can clean up with a Sucker Punch, but I really dislike Sunder Punch coverage against Slowbro. But that's neither here nor there. I've talked long enough. We're 5 minutes into it, but I just want to kind of break that down. Again, I see all kinds of people stressing out about team building. It doesn't have to be that stressful. It's just, you know, if we're talking about high ladder, sure, you probably need pretty optimal teams. Getting away with using Zapdos Galar might be a little bit tougher at higher ladder, but until you're at like the tippity top, I wouldn't sweat it so much. And even then, you know, you got Blunder, you got Pokemon absolutely just crushing games with Tauros and Mega Glalie, stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about it. And here we are going to see, actually, man, Nidoking makes a return appearance. I was a little bit afraid of this guy last time. The benefit now is that Reuniclus, if I get it in clean, is going to be pretty fine. And Heatran is going to help us out a little bit too on all moves except for the Earth move. And then if I predict an Earth move's coming, I can go to Landorus. Crow's 50-50 what to be predicting around, but it beats what we were at last game where I was just like, well, I guess I'll lose. Don't see an Intimidate user, so Zapdos Galar won't be able to show off its Adrenaline Orb set thus far. In terms of a lead, though, I really like Dragon, actually. Man, it's our main defog, and I'm guessing in terms of rocks, it's got to be Clefable probably, but Hydreigon is going to be able to Earth Power the Nidoking, but then we'll get Ice Beam. That's not fantastic. If I lead Heatran, actually, I get a good matchup here, good matchup here. I get free rocks here. I get a decent matchup here, all things considered. I'd be surprised if they went for Stealth Rocks right at the gate. And if I do get that Nidoking, I'm probably going to be dumb. And I don't know, actually, that's an obvious switch to Landorus afterwards, isn't it? That's actually kind of tricky. What about Cinderace? Cinderace can't OHKO Nidoking from full either. What about, again, I think if I'm worried about this classic Nidoking that's been the theme of our last couple of lives, I think I got to lead Reuniclus here. If they go to something else, we'll have to swap around it afterwards. They go to Fable, which is surprising. I should be able to just Calm Mind and set up on them right now. In fact, I don't see a Dark type on this team, so Reuniclus is really going to be able to pop off. But my first thought is that this could be a trick Fable, especially if they're leading with it. So I'm not going to take any chances here and go straight out to my... You know what? I'm thinking if I want something to get... He's like, they might Moonblast too, is the thing, right? They might Moonblast, might go for rocks. I think I like Cinderace here. If they happen to give me Scarf, that kind of sucks that I'm not going to be able to handle the rock so well, but then we'll be fine. They go to Gengar here, and Gengar is frustrating too. Again, Sucker Punch is useful in Cinderace, but situations like this frustrate me because they could easily go for a substitute right now. So looking at the nature of their team though, I actually suspect it is the Scarfer. I could be wrong here, but my suspicion is it's the Scarfer. So I'm going to go for a Sucker Punch right now. That seems to confirm it. They would have gone for a substitute if they think they could have gotten away with it. Actually, we're faster too, so maybe just they were fearing the Powerball. So that, I shouldn't read into that too much. Heatran, I don't love versus Moltres. Moltres is a little bit annoying. Let's go to our Reuniclus right now as a Scorching Sands. That's completely fine. Big question mark is Gengar, but Gengar can't swap into us, so we're not too bad about that. Fable swaps out here. They swapped out last time we had their Reuniclus in. Why? Were they just wanted to tank a move with this? Again, I suspect they're not the trick set, given this. If they trick at this point, I'll be pretty frustrated. Or I could double again to Heatran and play it really safe. No, I'm gonna go for a Psyshock. They knock off. Okay, we don't have to fear that really too much. Losing Leftovers does suck, but now we're in range 2 at KO. This darn Clefable. I don't even see a swap in for them right now. I'll go for it right now. Seismic Toss, that is surprising. Reuniclus is a little bit low right now, but we trade for Clefable. That's fantastic. We're definitely going to see Gengar come out. If they go to Gengar, I'm guessing my best bet's Hydreigon. Kind of similar to a Spectre answer, it'll be fine there. Doesn't love a Sludge Wave quite so much, but it is Spideft very well, so it should be fine. They go to Nidoking. Oh, I wish you hadn't gone to Nidoking, because now we got to whip out our old calc. I wish you hadn't tested me like that, Nidoking. Why you got to do me like that? So we got our Reuniclus, and I don't think we have any Spidef investments. Well, I can just look. We hit 309 Spidef. So if I'm at +1, oh, it doesn't factor into this, huh? Okay, I got to actually look. No Spidef investment, max HP. I'm at +1. They are tapping out, maxing it at 42 damage on Sludge Wave. Based on my calc, I should be fine, unless they're like specs or something ridiculous. Ice Punch, you don't say. So great, that was, I ID'd that as a huge problem matchup, and then boom, you're gone. See you later, Nidoking. We won't be able to swap in anything else very defensively at all at this point, but hell, I'll take it. I'm gonna go Hydreigon right now. If they go for a Sludge Wave right there, they're crazy, and they're not, but they do crit us, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I think we're still fine for a Sludge Wave. Gonna rip the good Dark Pulse right now. As they go to their Snorlax, good play. I think that's their safest play in that opportunity there. Reuniclus can't really swap in safely, and we should be slow. Oh, I don't know. We have 44 speed, outspeed Toxapex. DT, Snorlax. Snorlax has got a speed set of 30, so we should be outsped if we go to Reuniclus. If I survive this hit with Reuniclus, I get a recovery, which is my best chance. No, they don't, so it's just a sack, which is very fine. Let's go for a close combat with Zapdos Galar. Dare I? Have I got the gumption? Have I... Oh, I don't know. I could go for Stealth Rocks. Plays are bound to be made, everyone. Landers could just go for some Earthquake stuff right now, but I still... Its endgame is looking pretty promising. If I can break Dragonite and get Snorlax a little bit weaker, Stone Edge and just general shenanigans with Landers is looking really, really good against our opponents. So I'm going to keep Landers waiting in the wings here. Cinderace I don't love because it's best answer to check this thing, especially when it's got the thick fat ability, which I guarantee it does. Its best shot is like Gunk Shot or maybe High Jump Kick, and then it could get paralyzed with Body Slam. All that. I'm not in love with that option. Heat Ran is going to be able soaking up our moves with ease, plus it could be running Earthquake, so I don't love that either. Really got to be Zapdos. Did not have to take that long on it, but I just wanted to be sure that there wasn't any better play here. Realistically, this isn't the best Zapdos matchup, so this is just straight up fine. I'm going to Thunderous Kick. If they go to Gengar, I think we live one, and then I can go for a Brave Bird to chip this thing. Okay, the Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I probably should have expected that, especially if they're Scarf, but we trade. Again, another big problem matchup out of the way. If they go to Dragonite, which would be my dream, that's my dream right there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, Extreme Speed, right on. They're Life Orb Dragonites. See, now I think that's a bit of a mistake because Life Orb is doing damage to Dragonite and it's going to disable its multi-scale ability. And multi-scale is the best thing about Dragonite. It's the only reason you're not running Salamence, I guess with the exception of the Extreme Speed they just used. But multi-scale means that when you're at full health, kind of like Legend of Zelda, except it's offensive, not defensive. But I digress. Multi-scale means that you would take half damage from everything when you're at full health. So it's very cool. But now I just go to this guy. If they kill me, that's fine. Hydreigon's main job at this point is doing stuff to Dragonite here. They go to Snorlax. That gives them a huge tell that my Hydreigon is actually does not have a Dragon type move. Now Snorlax becomes a little bit annoying, but now I can High Jump Kick with pretty much with ease. Although I could get burned to Moltres, not great. What do we got here? I'm okay to risk Landers a little bit right now. Let's see what they click. They Body Slam. Paralyzed wouldn't be great. We don't get it. Great. I'm gonna Stone Edge on a read. They're a big switcher so far, and I totally cashed them on that. That's awesome. Okay, Landers looking fantastic. We're gonna see the Dragonite come out. They're kind of playing into my hands here. I would have gone straight to my Snorlax were I them. That's gonna just about do it, and they're gonna forfeit. Excellent. GG to our opponent who just forfeits and leaves. That's fine. That's okay. We don't need the GGs. We need the W's, which is what we're getting. W dot Nathan likes chicken. I don't know. This point is kind of falling apart on us here. Let's hope we get a Landorus though. Landorus is kind of the hope for us here, and we're not gonna get one. Oh, come on, man. Give me my Zapdos cheese. That's all I want. Kind of looks like a rain team minus the rain setter, right? With Thunderous there and a great rain user. Or Shifu Rapid Strike. Toxapex and Ferrothorn are very hard to break when they're in rain. A little bit surprising. It's kind of like they took a rain team and they threw on Tapu Lele over Tapu Koko and Slowking Galar over the Pelipper, but right on. Landers again looking pretty powerful actually. But in terms of lead options, let's judge who we think we're going to run into first, because my thought is that they're going to go for some hazards first, right? Whether it's Toxic Spikes from Toxapex or even some stuff from Ferrothorn here. And actually, once again, I don't see a Dark type here. So once again, Reuniclus is looking really wonderful for us, especially because we handle her Shifu pretty well too, the only physical attacker. So should be able to Calm Mind with quite a bit of ease. But yeah, knowing that, and again, I think it's either going to be a Volt Switch, a U-turn, or one of these two out. So I want an option that handles all three of those as well as possible. Lander's not bad. Don't love it versus this or Shifu. Toxapex is great. Ferrothorn is losing a ton of momentum there. Whereas if we go to Heatran, I'm good on all three pretty much, right? I don't really worry about Toxapex. We're fantastic versus Ferrothorn. It doesn't matter, but we're also great versus Lele and Slowking Galar. Now, if we happen to get our Shifu here, I die. That is a pretty big reason. What the hell? It's not gonna happen. There's no way. I can't even protect and scout what move they're gonna use. Oh, it's a disaster. Well, they should be absolutely Surging Strikes here. This is a super water weak team, if I'm being honest. Hydreigon might be able to live a Surging Strikes with some comfort, but I'm not betting on it. Don't really want... Oh man, I didn't even realize how water weak this team was. See, that's why I ran through this whole thing. Where is it? I ran through this whole thing pretty quickly, but there's not a lot of strong water types at the top thing, but you should include a water resist. Even a grass type Pokemon would really help out. So that's pretty nasty. Maybe the Cinderace should be a Rillaboom. Even that would help even a little bit, you know? But I have two options. I can hope that you go for a fighting type move and go to Reuniclus, which is great, but Reuniclus is probably too KO by Surging Strikes, or I just pick a sack right now. Even Hydreigon isn't its best matchup. It is our Defogger, which would suck, but like, oh, I didn't take off Defog off Landorus. Okay, so then I'm actually more willing to sacrifice this Hydreigon because it's not that good. Okay, and we do tank this. I was a little bit worried about the damage we'd receive. So that's big. At least we have a 50-50 to deal with this Urshifu. That's the kind of thing. Having a 50-50 as your primary means of walling something is never ideal, but it's something, you know? It's some sort of option. So having a 50-50 between this and Reuniclus, I'm down. I'll take it. Slowking Galar comes out. Let's go to our... They don't run Earth ground moves, do they? They run Future Sight, Scald. Scald isn't great. Scald isn't great, but Heatran still walls that. I think it's fine. As a Sludge Bomb, fantastic. Let's go for those free Stealth Rocks here. Likely going to be an appearance from either Urshifu or from Toxapex. I'm damn tempted to make a double switch to my Reuniclus on this turn. Let's do it. Let's do it. If they stay in, I'm still fine. I'd love Rocks right now, but I don't love swapping on this Urshifu Rapid Strike. That's a 50-50 I'm looking to avoid. Or, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I take it back. I take it right back. I'm swinging back and forth with the momentum here, but if I'm my opponent and Urshifu does come out this turn, I don't think there's any reason why they wouldn't click close combat situation, given what we just did with Hydreigon. So in that case, again, it's a 50-50. It's not perfect. I could get smoked on it. But in that situation, I'd feel pretty comfortable with our Reuniclus there. That's just my that's my feeling right now. Not precise. Again, if I could go back in time before this live, I would probably add some sort of water help here. But let's go for an Earth. No, it's gonna eat it right up as that set. Reuniclus is fine right now then. If you want to Scald Burn me, go for it. Oh, we get the double switch. Oh, fantastic. Okay, I'm going to Psyshock. I don't want to risk, like, Calm Minding as they Surging Strikes me. Don't want to risk that whatsoever. So I'm going for Psyshock right now. As they U-turn. Okay, so they are banded U-turn. We can probably recover on nearly everything unless it's one of these two. But we should see... Oh, Thunderous Therian. It's going to take a ton right now. Yeah, great, great. So Thunderous Therian is almost at the point where it's dying after next Stealth Rocks go up. So that's great. Now, this thing doesn't have HP Ice. I don't think Landorus did anything to fear here. They're a very good Weather Ball user in Rain. Okay, you know what? That looks like Specs damage. Nope, Life Orb. Close. Man, I forgot how strong these things are. A little bit upsetting. I'm genuinely curious if U-turn will knock it out, but Dark Pulse, that's crazy. Let's go for our... I gotta know if this U-turn KOs, because it's by far the best play if it does. I gotta know. Obviously it will after Life Orb damage, but I simply must know. I simply must know. U-turn is doing 18 to 21. Yeah, okay, you know what? I didn't think that would do it based on my head calcs, but I'm glad I checked that because that's fantastic for us. Now I gotta ask myself, as I always do, what am I trying to bait in right now? I think, again, I just want to do something that doesn't make them want to go to their Urshifu right now. In which case, it's probably Zapdos. And if we get Zapdos and Tapu Lele comes in, we get a free Heatran swap. Love it. Let's do it. So we're going to go to this here. If I'd gone to like my Heatran, which is also a decent option there because it matches up well versus the remaining Pokemon, that baits in their Urshifu Rapid Strike. And as I've covered several times, we don't like to swap in our Urshifu Rapid Strike. It's a little bit scary. Tapu Lele comes in though. Don't have U-turn in this one because it's kind of a ride or die setup set, but I did say Heatran is our best option right now, unless they read this for the Focus Blast. Thunderbolt is manageable damage for us for sure. I'm curious to see if they stay in right now, right? Very curious, because Magma Storm... I want a Magma Storm. Okay, so Urshifu Rapid Strike is chipped. Glad I clicked Magma Storm. Not a ton, but it's something. It's too bad, because normally I could protect and it'd be super low damage after this, right? But no, I definitely cannot. Going straight to Hydreigon right now. It is a 50-50 with Reuniclus, but not even really, because close combat might do it. They might even U-turn. U-turn would be a good play too. But again, if I'm going to make a guessing game, I want the stakes to be my Hydreigon, because I don't care so much if it's dead. I really don't. So I could Roost, keep this thing healthy, or I can make a double switch to my Reuniclus in case they go to like their Slowking again, or in case they go to a defensive Pokemon. They could certainly go to their Tapu Lele expecting a dragon move. That's definitely a possibility. Or Earth Power covers everything, even them staying in. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good too. The double switch to Reuniclus, it was probably the optimal play, but this was a safe mid ground. I'm okay with it. Get a little bit of leftovers recovery. It's all good. But Reuniclus comes in now. Hopefully they stay in. If they toxic, that would be gorgeous. That'd be gorgeous if they toxic right now. But I'm saying, what do they click? They might make a double switch. They might recover. Recover's a good play. I'll go to my Reuniclus regardless though. Get off my own recover. We're faster than Toxapex. I've given it specific EVs just to outspeed this Toxapex here, which is always a damning thing, right? Do you EV to match up against one 11% usage Pokemon, or do you EV to beat everyone else, right? Because that extra 44 EVs would be useful on special attack, on defense, on HP, things like that. There's lots of places where Reuniclus loves to invest its EVs, but the main reason why I love this Reuniclus series is just a whole series where I'm just not stressing about Toxapex. Toxapex, I got that handled. that's easy. Team building around a certain matchup with Toxapex is a bit of a breeze in my opinion. So we'll go straight to our Reuniclus right now. Let's see what they click. They're taking their time here. I will take a W to the bank. Please, please, please disconnect on me. I beg, please disconnect on me. Please disconnect on me. I love a good forfeit. Oh, I think we're gonna get it. And you know what? I think they're gonna forfeit right now. Talking about the matchup, we got all kinds of good ones. I didn't quite get to flex a Zapdos Galar, so maybe I'll give this team a second chance. And you know what? I didn't really get exposed with this team. I kind of got mini exposed with their Shifu Rapid Strike, but when I'm building a team in 5 minutes with Nathan the team builder, I want to run into a hard counter that sweeps me 6-0. I don't want to come off feeling too good about myself. My ego can't take it if I go through an entire live without taking a loss. So maybe we'll do another one after this, but thanks so much for watching regardless. That's going to be it for me today. I'll see you next time though. Take it easy.